welcome to this video in which we will be comparing John Wick 2 to Kingsman 2. Both came out this year, both are action sequels. We're going to tell you which one's better than the other one. Then probably discuss some stuff, and we'll put it on the rank bank, of course, as usual. So which one's better? John Wick 2 or Kingsman 2? We're going to tell you in 3, 2, 1. Do we all pick the same thing?
Yeah, why would we not?
Yeah. See, we can't see the camera. We don't really know. Anyways, we all went with John Wick 2. I don't think this is a slight against Kingsman. Kingsman's a good movie. It's not as good as the first movie, but I kind of feel that way about John Wick in some ways. But I don't know.
I don't at all.
I don't think it's a massive crater in between them. I think it's a closer call than you'd think. But John Wick 2 is the stronger movie.
More dogs have died in this than in John Wick 2.
That's true. They do kill dogs in both of these movies. See?
Both movies known for dogs?
No, not both of these movies. They didn't kill a dog in this one.
Oh, that's true. Not in this franchise, they've killed a dog before, and in this one, they kill a lot of dogs.
Some of them were robots.
In this one, they were robot dogs.
Still good.
Spoiler alert.
Robot
So not quite sure I know who Benny and the Jets are.
What?
What?
Yeah.
It's an Elton John song.
Oh, that makes sense.
Anyways, few words for the ceremony. Kingsman The Golden Circle.
Well, there are times I thought this movie was a little bit too cheesy, but I thought, okay, it's just that way. Just go with it. It'll pay off, and I didn't really feel like it did. It just kind of just got more weird and strange, but not in a good way that I'm used to. I like the action in the movie. Characters were
There were some cool set pieces.
Yeah, but yeah, this movie happened. It was a sequel. Can't deny it.
You're pretty low on it then, huh?
I enjoyed it. I just didn't like. I tried to convince myself while watching it that it was better than it was.
Oh,
wow.
That's interesting.
It's not saying it's shit. It's just not as good.
Not as good as you wanted it to be.
As I really wanted it to be.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I really liked it.
All right, well, talk a little.
I like this movie. It is the cheesy version. This is like the comic book version of James Bond, whereas John Wick is like a graphic novel version of I don't know what the comparative movie is to a John Wick anti-hero. I don't know if any of you guys got like something that just pops in there going but I don't really think there has been a John Wick character, at least that I'm thinking of, in a movie setting.
Kingsman is more kick-ass. John Wick is more Road to Perdition.
So it's a kick-ass version.
Both are graphic novels. Both are two completely different movie renditions.
Yeah.
Like in terms of tone.
Yeah.
Like that's tone-wise.
Well, you're not gonna
tone-wise a comparison.
You won't see cyber arms of John Wick.
Yeah. Well.
Unless you do. But in which case, it's going to be like a 70-pound cyber par rig. It's the more gritty, dark version of the underworld and I guess spy assassin sort of stuff. And Kingsman is they got a super cool car. He's got knife boot. He's got laser lasso shit.
Got people named after alcohol.
Yeah.
Which honestly made me more think of than any other movie, Hudson Hawk.
Yeah, probably. It probably did make me think of Hudson Hawk. Yeah.
Named after candy bars.
Yes, I get what you're
And STDs.
Yes, and STDs.
Yeah. Well, they were. She was.
You remember way more Hudson Hawk than I do.
Almond Joy was originally chlamydia.
So, anyways,
I guess say it is like I enjoyed them both. I liked the John Wick style a lot more than the Kingsman, but I still thought this was just I don't know. I think weird. This felt more like a summer movie than some of the summer movies I saw were. But no, I really liked it.
Yeah, I overall liked it. I think we seemed down on it because I think maybe we wanted it to be better. Did you live up to expectations?
This is pretty much what I was.
Yeah, Josh is good. I just.
I
Thanks
feel
for
like
telling me I'm good.
Maybe I haven't seen Kingsman 1 in a while either. Maybe I should rewatch it. I've seen parts on TV.
I don't think that necessarily would help you. I haven't seen it in a while too.
I knew this. I knew this would have more of an over the top nature, but I just felt like they took it too far in several things. Like we talked about robot dogs in this movie, and as soon as they showed robot dogs, I was kind of like, that might be a step too far on this. Like you have to ground it somewhat, and I felt like they took it too far in this one. And I thought this movie was overly long. Like,
I think it. No,
I remember you complaining about the longness.
There was some butt fatigue.
yeah, I really had to pee when I was done because I'd been sitting there for 2.5 hours.
I surprisingly hadn't. Past 3 movies we watched, I had to take a piss.
Yeah, actually, the last 2 movies we saw were both 2.5 hours. So yeah, it's kind of surprising. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do think Matthew Vaughn still shoots these things pretty well. I mean, he does a lot of like close-up action stuff, which sometimes I wish he'd take a little bit of a break from, but most of the time I can still follow the action and it still keeps things exciting. Yeah, it's minimal of that, despite the fact that it can seem on the surface disorienting. I always feel like I know what's going on. I feel like the cast. There's a ton of cast in this. If you've seen the trailers, obviously you saw all those names fling on the screen and all those people, famous peoples, and a lot of them aren't in this that much. So it's like
Channing Tatum was
Channing Tatum is not in this movie that much, surprisingly, since he's in every bit of advertising.
Outside of him, though, I thought everyone else got.
Jeff Bridges wasn't in it very much.
I guess. But outside of those,
Halle Berry wasn't really.
No, I thought her and
she was in there okay.
Yeah,
though.
her
Like,
and the other dude.
Like Pedro Pascal,
the other guy in the chair. You know, the two guys.
Mark Strong.
Yeah, Mark Strong.
There was that one scene where they were on this camera for 30 seconds.
You counted?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
What was the point?
We can get into more of this stuff. I want to talk about the.
It's the first time you've ever done any sorts of research.
I want to go further in this cast discussion, but I want to save it for spoilers. So we'll get to that in a second. But overall, I still thought it was a fun movie. I thought it was entertaining enough. There's some really cool set pieces, some really cool, like, funny scenes, I guess. It's just sometimes they take it a little too far, and this movie is in some ways a giant Deus Ex Machina of randomly coming up with a reason why things are this way out of nowhere. Yeah, we'll get to that in spoilers also. But anyways, overall I enjoyed it. Overall I thought it was good. So, is that all we want to say to get into spoilers?
Pretty much.
All right, let's get into spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Okay,
Spoiler
sorry
alert.
about that.
Elton John steals the show.
Yeah, Elton John is pretty good, but his dropkick smile at the screen was maybe a little much.
Look,
Hey,
did you
by
not
that
see
point-
the?
hold
by
on,
that
that's
point
point
of
in the
the
movie?
By
movie?
that point,
Did you not see the first half of the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Look at when he did it, I was like, but I'm like, you know what? I'm into it.
I didn't expect it. This is what I like.
I'm into it.
I was
And then
accepting.
I started thinking like, oh my god, is he like a plant or something?
I know.
Like,
I thought he was good. I thought he was going to be.
That
part of
was
Kingsman.
that's too many steps ahead.
Yeah,
that they were.
but
He is surreal.
you know,
Yeah.
what I wanted to say about the cast also was, there's all these people in this movie. Michael Gambon really gets the short end of the stick in this movie.
They killed the fuck out of Dumbledore.
Yes, they did. They killed Dumbledore in like 2 scenes, if even. It was like he had like 3 minutes of
He
screen
didn't even
time.
get the full curse word out.
Yeah, because he just like died instantly. And they killed Roxy right away, which is like, people complained she was underutilized in the first movie, and then they just kill her right away in this one.
how are we gonna utilize this character? I don't do women
Really,
roles.
exactly.
Blow her up.
It's sad enough people are going to look at it as Matthew Vaughn or whoever wrote this, which he probably co-wrote it,
I don't do.
is afraid of doing women characters, because in the field at least, because it's like last movie he underutilized Roxy and they all gave him a hard time for that, and now in this one he kills her right away. Like, wait, I have to use her more? We'll just kill her.
What about, wait, what about?
Unless it's Mark Miller.
No.
Didn't he do?
I'm gonna be honest. I
Kick-Ass?
haven't read these comics, so I don't know. Maybe
No,
that's
no.
why
What
it
about
was
Hit Girl from Kick-Ass? That was done by
Matthew Vaughn and Mark Miller.
Right?
Well,
I mean,
and then
It's the same people.
the other
Like, you did
criticism
there.
was, you know, the princess being whatever
Still
token
there.
Objectionalized and shit.
thing. So
whatever,
they're like, well, don't worry, we'll
objectivized.
put her back in the movie. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think she was surprised. Like, really?
Well, she was the reward in the first.
I didn't even know who
movie.
she was at first. I was like, who's it? Like,
Oh no, I got it
really?
right away. That was
Like, why?
That was confusing to me.
because
It was interesting.
Like, Bond didn't like pick up. Well, I guess like
He's not
in
good.
our-
This isn't
our
Bond.
generation,
this is
our-
the super.
No, I'm using a comparison. Fuck you.
well,
like,
compared
it's-
to John Wick, you idiot. That's what-
yeah, John Wick.
John Wick didn't pick up anything but a dog.
And then they killed his dog.
Yeah.
And he was married.
And he got a new dog.
It was kind of a bromance between him and Common in their battle, though. There was kind of a connection there.
I don't think it's the same.
Didn't travel.
Hey.
Didn't travel over a movie.
Just
The only one that really traveled was the one with what's the name of that dude from The Wire and Fringe and
Lance
he's a Rollout.
Reddick?
Lance
Lance
Reddick.
Reddick.
Yeah, it's the one relationship I saw that carried over.
I feel I don't know if I don't know. I'm kind of I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm choked up. Mark Strong's death was weird in this movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it was necessary for one, but two, at least it gave it some stakes. I guess I don't know. Like I kind of felt like so confused about it. And what is with every movie having to have John Denver in it lately?
More specifically, just Country Road.
Yeah,
That's
that's
well,
and
two
no,
movies, but
they had the you what is this song called?
John Denver songs.
I know literally that song, and then the one.
You
Yes,
build
I
up
know.
my senses or whatever. What is that song? Is that
Build
the name?
up my strength. Actually,
Yeah.
where's that from? Like,
Well, it was in.
What's the other one?
There was a
Like,
whole
I'm
scene
leaving.
during fucking Free Fire with it, and then it was in this movie. Again.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember that.
There was an entire.
Leaving on a
free-
jet plane. That's the other one. I remember.
It's that in a lot of movies lately.
No, it's the only other John Denver song.
Did he die in a plane crash?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a jet plane.
Oh, wasn't that
It
propeller?
was a single engine.
Should have left on a jet plane.
I know. Well, he doesn't know when he's going to get back again. And in this instance, it was not.
Well, he was going on a jet
Spoiler
plane.
alert.
Sorry, he was going on a propeller plane. It wasn't going to be very long.
John Denver died.
Anyway,
Yeah. Any spoilers else we wanna?
I kind of started to feel halfway through the end of the movie they really shouldn't have brought back the original Galahad.
Colin Firth.
Yeah.
I liked Colin Firth, but I don't think it was worth it.
I think they should
for
have
it.
left
Like he
him
didn't
out.
have that much really to add to it. Then,
Yeah, not really.
In this one.
Yeah, it was just kind of like,
Because here's the problem.
he's back alive. I'm very happy. And then
All
it's
of-
like,
I have amnesia. We gotta solve that. I'm not great at skills.
That's
we gotta
yeah.
solve that.
That's another issue I have with this movie, which was
It's annoying.
I was ahead of this movie at every turn, and like not by like a few minutes, like by quite a ways.
Yeah,
I
get you.
when they were trying to figure out how to get Harry back to his modern self, I was like, what about the dog?
Yeah,
And then it
I
took
thought-
him way
I thought
too
that
long
too,
to get
yeah.
to the dog. It's like you showed us in the beginning of this movie that Eggsy still has his dog, and I'm like, what about the dog?
blew up.
Well, yeah, but he could do something with the dog, and they did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so everything, and then the whole thing where he shoots whiskey or whatever in the face, which is it's weird that that's okay in these movies now. They
Well,
show
They
magic
established
gel.
it in the beginning.
I know they have magic gel.
It's not magic, it's nanites.
And nanites,
You knew they
And
were
it
gonna
only
bring him
fixes
back.
headshots.
and it only fixes headshots. Yeah, it's
Like
a
kind of
little
like
much.
when he introduced Julianne Moore, I was like, oh, she's gonna kill one of these guys. That's how this is gonna work. She's got to show that.
Oh yeah.
Why she's badass
Which is what
or
happened, yeah.
whatever the fuck.
And then the whole thing where it was like, oh, he wasn't in his right mind when he shot whiskey. He wasn't really a bad guy. I was
Not
like,
in
no,
my
yeah,
mind until I
obviously
shoot
he is.
whiskey.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah,
there's no way
shit.
around it.
Yeah, I was like,
One of these two people is wrong
yeah, and it was like, he's gonna be a fucking double agent. Like that's gonna be
because
the
they're
way.
not gonna be cool after
But he
that.
wasn't a double agent.
No, he wasn't a double agent. He was
He
just
was just
greedy.
an asshole.
Yeah, I don't. It was
I
kind of confusing.
didn't understand his motivations.
Well, yeah,
it's like-
because-
it's like the statesman will make more money. I'm like, but the guy who's running the statesman doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
if they were gonna come back and be like, you guys fucked us over, and
Yeah.
they were gonna be like, well, look, we were just trying to make money, but no, it was just him.
Yeah.
Statesman makes more money. Like, oh shit. Oh yeah, and my girlfriend got shot by 2 meth heads. It's like,
Yes.
And I'm like,
all right.
so do you think you're getting a salary bump
So
because
this
100
really
million
could have gone the
people
other
died?
way. If his girlfriend was killed by a drunk driver, then he would be fighting against statesmen, I guess.
Possibly.
Because his allegiances is very.
And what's with the Bruce Greenwood president stuff? Did that really have a purpose in this movie?
Other than to be like,
Other
fuck all
than
drug users.
other than to tear apart Julianne Moore's plan.
That was it.
But the whole so here I was really confused in this because it seemed like to me, well, you can disagree. It seemed like to me it was an allegory for the president's an asshole making a commentary on the modern situation. But then all the news footage is Fox News, which was really messing with my head. So I was like,
Hey, they reported
I was
you
like,
decide.
those are
I didn't notice the station because
contradicting.
I thought they were
Well,
fake
this is a
stations.
Fox movie, so that's why I was on
Okay.
Fox News.
Here's
But those were like contradicting viewpoints where I was like, I'm getting really confused at this presidential shit. And I don't even know if it was necessary in the movie. I don't think it was.
it probably wasn't, but I will tell you
It was like forced in there to me.
what you're probably getting a little bit confused with is the fact that this movie is kind of a little preachy about the war on drugs or drugs in general. but it does it in a very ham-fisted and like all over the place. Maybe like a ham.
Well, that's the thing.
Double fist. It's just like drugs
very
are bad.
yeah.
But people like drugs, and it's like all over.
It was very preachy about the war on drugs. Yet I didn't really get which side they were trying to say was
exactly
right.
Like by the end of it,
you were
like,
preachy about which side.
They're just kind of they hit you at both ends of the hammock.
Yeah,
hammock.
And too harshly, I guess.
And then by the end of it, you're like, was that really necessary? Was any of this drug stuff necessary? Was that president stuff necessary?
No, I don't think the president stuff really was necessary. You could have totally cut that out.
Yeah, there's just a lot of like weird, like I really didn't need this.
And the people in cages in that stadium was like,
that
looked really bad. Like it looked cheesy, like in
well, it looked cheesy, but also it was like another like, oh my god, look at the fundamental like camps.
Yeah.
But you're like, why? Is this another commentary?
Yeah.
Well, I don't get it.
It was just a dance party. They were all just dancing.
They were all just
you
dancing.
You could have trimmed this movie down to sub 2 hours and it would have been way better.
Cutting out a lot of the president stuff, the weird.
I'm really curious to know if this is the writers and Matthew Vaughn doing this stuff, or if this is how it was in the comic and they felt they had to be loyal. Because I haven't read the Kingsman comics. Did anyone read the comics?
I did like that they brought fingering back. I guess I haven't seen that in movies or mentioned in movies, so that's something.
Bringing it back.
Yeah.
All right, is that it for spoilers?
The concept of it.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think it went away. Like, it's always been there.
No one talks about it.
All right, so anyways, let's.
Welcome back from spoiler alert.
Anyways, let's put this thing on the list, shall we? All right, let's see. Looking at the list, this one's kind of hard for me. I have a feeling this is one that will change a lot on the list later in the year. Either better or worse. I'm not quite sure at this time. I have a feeling I haven't fully formed a decision. So, we got our things ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where you guys going in? 3, 2, 1. I'm at 11. 15. 9.
Look at.
Well, at least we're in the ballpark.
The
I
9
guess.
is a Kingsman logo. Sort of.
Ah,
see?
close.
Closer.
And you put it in a black circle, not golden, but that's cool. It's a good attempt. Right.
Fuck.
Mathematically average of all our positions is 11.666 repeating.
Repeating, of course.
So, rounding and straight math, that puts it at about 12.
So
that would put it where Free Fire is. So, I guess we have to decide, is this better or worse than it? Is this better or worse than Free Fire?
I thought it was better.
Then which one?
Do we get the paddles again?
Which one?
What, John Wick or Kingsman? Like,
Kingsman?
We already have John Wick on the list.
No, Kingsman or It?
Kingsman or It? Let's start there. Which one's better? It. I think Kingsman barely.
I think Kingsman.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Free Fire then? Just see what we get.
Shit.
You don't think we're gonna have that question, huh?
Yes. It's funny.
Yeah, that's tough.
I've rated
That's
this higher
deep.
than Free Fire, but at the same point, I think Free Fire deserves to be higher than it is on the list. So for me, it would be Free Fire.
I don't know. I'm really kind of like, this is about tied with Free Fire for me right now. I have a feeling at the end of the year I'll think Free Fire is better though. Okay, what do you think? Free Fire or this movie?
I'm pretty much the same.
Right now you think Free Fire or
It could be either one. I don't really.
You're thinking the same, it's about the same right now? In terms of standing?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we need to decide.
John Denver's strong. Bro.
Yeah, the John Denver is strong.
Which
in
one
both
is
these
more
movies.
John Denver? The John Denver
It's strong in these
The
ones.
John Denver paradigm will decide.
I guess if I'm going to rewatchability, I'm going to go with Kingsman.
Probably. I mean, I'd put it right above Free Fire.
I don't feel like Free
Actually, I put
Fire
it
has
above
a
it,
high
though, too.
rewatchability as much as Kingsman does.
So what are we thinking? What do we determine in all that? Anything?
I think it goes below it.
Below it?
Yeah.
But above Free Fire?
But, yeah. Well, that would be.
That's actually where it would be, rounding up from 11 point.
Yeah, that was
10.1.
mathematically.
Yeah, that's where the math tells us to put it.
So there we go. Kingsman 2 is on the list, coming in at 12. Didn't quite crack that top 10. I would have expected it, probably would have.
Not sure how many movies this year can really crack the top 10.
10.
Coming up? What do you think coming up is going to crack
10
it?
movies can crack the top 10.
Yeah, that's
10
true.
movies?
10 movies.
They can.
No, I mean,
You mean what
movies.
coming up do you think has a chance?
No, I mean I don't know what really else is going to come out this
Like
year that really can crack the top 10.
Thor Ragnarok can crack the top 10.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Justice League is an outside shot, cracking the top 10. Star Wars can crack the top 10. Alright, so that's going to do it. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment below. Tell us what you thought about Kingsman. Tell us which one's better, Kingsman 2 or John Wick 2.
That's the purpose of the video.
Yep. That's right.
We know where we stand.
Yeah, we all decided. Now it's your turn.
We've
So-
taken off our makeup. How about you take off yours?
Until next time, find your own ways of resisting boredom.
Batman 1989.